You ever marvel why they look at you like you're less, like you don't belong at their tabletop? It's not because they're stronger, smarter, or better. It's because they're scared. Scared of what you could be if you ever figured it out. If you ever saw through the smoke and mirrors they put up to keep you in line. They built their castles on your sweat, their empires on your back, and yet they convince you it's them doing you the favor. It's the oldest trick in the book. They keep you hungry, not because they care, but because desperation is control. They throw crumbs your way and call it generosity. But you're the one carrying the weight of their world while they sit at the top pretending they earned it. Here's the real deal. They don't want you to wake up. They don't want you to see the truth, that you're not the one who's weak. You've been the foundation all along. They talk about power, but their power isn't real. It's borrowed. Borrowed from you, from the people who give and never get back. And the second you stop giving, they fall apart. Because without you, they're nothing. But they don't want you to know that. They'll laugh at your pain, mock your struggles, and celebrate your failures because every stumble you take makes them feel safer. It reassures them that the system works, that you'll stay down there while they live up here. But what happens when you stop believing the lies? What happens when you stop playing by their rules? You see, their entire game is built on one thing: fear. Fear that you might figure out they're not invincible. Fear that you'll realize their power is just a house of cards. They wear crowns made of paper and sit on thrones of glass, praying every day that someone like you doesn't figure out how to throw the first stone. Because if you did, the whole thing would shatter. The whole charade would collapse. They don't fear you because you're weak. They fear you because of what you could become when you finally stop doubting yourself. Think about it. Who bleeds to make the gears turn? Who breaks themselves to keep the world running? It's you. Always you. And yet they've convinced you that you're the one who's disposable. That you're the cog in their machine, and they're the ones who matter. But let me tell you something. The cog is what keeps the machine alive. Without it, nothing moves. Without it, everything stops. And that's what terrifies them the most. That you might wake up one day and realize you have the power to stop the whole thing. That you could burn it down and start over on your terms, not theirs. So what's holding you back? Is it the fear of failure? The fear of what they'll think? They've already shown you what they think. They've already told you through their actions that they'll never see you as their equal. Not because you aren't, but because they can't afford to admit it. To admit your worth would be to admit their fraud. So they keep you down. They feed your doubts. They whisper in your ear, "You're not enough." But you are. You always have been. You've just been too busy surviving to see it. And that's the beauty of it. Survival isn't weakness, it's strength. It's proof that you're still here, still standing, no matter how many times they tried to break you. Now here's the part they don't want you to hear. You don't owe them anything. Not your time, not your energy, not your loyalty. They've taken enough from you already. The late nights, the sacrifices, the dreams you gave up just to keep their world spinning. It's time to stop. It's time to take back what's yours. You weren't made to be a pawn in someone else's game. You weren't made to live on your knees begging for scraps. You were made to rise, to take what's yours, to break the chains they've wrapped around your mind and show them what real strength looks like. Because here's the truth they can't face. You've already won. By standing here, by refusing to give up, you've already proven them wrong. They wanted you broken. They wanted you to believe you were nothing. But look at you. You're still here, still breathing, still fighting. That's power, that's resilience, and that's what they'll never have. Because they've built their lives on the backs of others. They've built their identities on control. But you've built yourself. Through pain, through struggle, through every battle they threw your way, you've built something real, and that's why they're afraid. So what now? Are you going to keep living in their shadow, letting them define your worth? Or are you going to stand up, tear down their illusions, and show the world who you really are? The choice is yours. But here's the thing about choices. They're scary because they're final. They're scary because they mean change. But change is exactly what you need. It's what they fear the most. Because when you change, when you finally step into your power, you don't just change yourself, you change everything. You flip the whole damn system on its head. And here's the best part. They'll never see it coming. While they're busy looking down on you, you're rising. While they're laughing at your struggles, you're learning. And one day, when they least expect it, you'll stand tall. You'll look them in the eye, and they'll realize too late that the tables have turned, that their time is up, and that you were always destined to win.